What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. Last time we did some stuff with Sachi, which was kind of interesting. We're not done with that stuff, so we're just gonna jump right back into it. If you like this video and the videos to come after this, because I think this will be a full-fledged session, about an hour or so. So if you enjoyed these videos, make sure you leave a like. You know, I'd really appreciate that. So let's get right into it. Also, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of the Fruit of Grisaia. I don't really say that much, but I'm kind of in a rut right now in subscriber amounts. So, you know, the more subscribers, the better, especially if you guys want to see some more of this beautiful playthrough. So let's get right back into it with good old Sachi. Fantastic dialogue right off the bat. Specifically this, Sachi has suddenly moved from her habitual seat directly in front of the teacher's podium to the desk immediately next to mine. Now that she's started pressing her blubber against me, Amine style, she's changed her seat. She's just changed her seat. Alright. Not a particularly dramatic event, really.
ねえ、ユージ、これはどういうことなのか、ちゃんと私に説明して。
I forget what happened last time, but it kind of seems like Sachi's being a little clingy now. Maybe. That's my best guess. I'd like to hear an explanation myself, honestly. But first of all, can you stop interrogating me as if I'm an unfaithful husband? But the small change seems to have taken everyone around by surprise, prompting general curiosity.
まさかあんた、痛いけなサチの弱みを握って席を移るように命令したんじゃないでしょうね。
Oh? An interesting scenario. Where would things go from there?
そりゃいやらしい写真を撮ったり、部屋に呼び出してって、あんたは女の子になんてこと言わせるのよ。
I don't remember making you reveal your sick and twisted mind.
ねえねえ、サッチン、どうしてお兄ちゃんのそばに席を変えたの
？As Machina plunges into the heart of the matter, the other two Inquisitors catch their breath in anticipation.
特に理由はないよ。ただそっちの方がいいかなってちょっと思っただけで。
Damn, dude. How honest can she get? And why exactly would she suddenly prefer this seat? Was nearly walking into a girl's bathroom together that much of a bonding experience?
ねえ、サチ。それってもしかしてユージのことが好きってことなんじゃないの？
Yeah, and her name is Michael.
ミチル様がですか？私じゃなくて、サチがユージのことを好きになったんじゃないかってこと。
Having grasped the nature of the question, Sachi closes her eyes and thought.
それは多分違うと思います。
Fuck, dude. Honest Sachi.
そうなの？はい。風見さんが悪い人ではないということは分かりましたが、まだ恋心を抱いたわけではありませんから。
Rest in peace, Yuji.
そうなんだ。はい。
Sachi simply answers the questions put to her in a steady, bland tone of voice. That hasn't changed at all from the day I met her.
早くも振られちゃったわね、ユージ。
Right through the heart. Yeah, before I even made my move. That's a new record.
じゃあ、本当になんとなくなの？本当になんとなく。
There's a slight smile on Sachi's face as she speaks. I'm pretty confident she's speaking with complete honesty.
でも、まだということは、これから好きになる可能性はあるということよね。
I spent an entire day with her yesterday, but Sachi's thoughts are still beyond my understanding. But it seems clear that her opinion of me has undergone a subtle change of some sort. Alright, well that wrapped that up. Oh, I think. I think we're going into a different section, a different chapter, whatever you want to call this. Oh, maybe not.
悪いんだけど少し頼みたいことが。それより赤ちゃん言葉でペットに話しかける癖を直した方がいい。
What? What?
どうして小峰さんがそのことを。
Oh, it's what Yuji said the previous day. in the last episode of The Fruit of Grisaia.
私、小峰さんに何かした？
Okay, that's gotta be it. That's the end of it. It's pretty well known that rabbits can die if they get lonely enough. You might assume that means you should... I'm already fucking up. That might assume that means you should be putting your bunnies at all time, petting... What am I saying? But in fact, excessive contact can stress their nerves badly enough to inspire escape attempts. Moderation is the rule in our interactions with other creatures. But human beings have a hard time finding that balance even when we try. All too often, we clumsily misjudge the appropriate distance or stumble in our attempts to maintain it. You know, sometimes I really do not understand, like, the prologues to these chapters or whatever, when it's Yuji just, like, you know, thinking or whatever. I don't know what you would call it. Like, sometimes it just, like, comes completely out of nowhere. Yeah, sounds bad, a crisis, to be sure. A recess period. Machina pops up noisily before my eyes, then proceeds to grab my clothes and shake me back and forth. I ward her off with one hand, paying little attention to the specific content of her squawking. Well, I assume you're just babbling. Can't say I'm sensing a whole lot of danger right now. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, is it December 21st, 2012 again? I can't do anything about my face. Leaving that aside, I suppose it wouldn't do to ignore a global crisis. Pretty localized. That's a pretty dramatic drop in scale, you little punk. Just like in One Punch Man. I understand now. What the hell are you even talking about? What am I talking about?
まあ、世界やら世界はともかくとして、私たちの半径1キロ圏内において重要な事柄であることには間違いないと思うよ。
Huh. Machina is one thing, but if Amine's backing her up, I guess this does warrant my attention.
何の話してるの？皆さんで集まってどういった要件でしょうか？
I have a feeling this is going to get out of hand if everyone jumps into the conversation. But just as I'm about to shoo away the two late arrivals...
それよ!
For some reason, Amine jabs out her finger in my direction and powerfully declares something or other. I'd appreciate it if you could explain what it is a little more comprehensibly than that.
だからね、そのユージの言う全員ってのがそもそもの問題なわけなのよ。
Is this something about Sakaki? I have no idea what this woman is talking about. Does leading a normal student life require the ability to find enjoyment in this sort of vague, meaningless riddle? In that case, I've still got a ways to go.
ほら、全員って言うには一人足りないでしょ?
Yeah, Sakaki. Oh, so we're talking about Sakaki. We're finally on the same page. I used the word everyone with only 5 of us here. Amine is suggesting my unconscious exclusion of Sakaki Yumiko from the group suggests a problem in our social dynamic.
そう、こうして休み時間になるとたまに姿を消し、いたとしても本を読んで他人からの干渉をシャットアウト。榊さん、それで本当にいいのって思ったわけ。
She's keeping her distance out of her own free will, so presumably this is how she wants it to be. I don't think it's necessarily something we need to worry about.
これまでそうしてきたことが逆に悪循環だったかもしれないじゃない。もっと積極的にコミュニケーションを取れば変わる可能性もあるとは思わない？
I hadn't thought of it that way, but she might be onto something. Sakaki's a human being after all. Much as her box cutter brandishing mischief may stand out, letting those moments of hostility, prejudice of all our interactions with her means of giving up on all hope of mutual understanding. What the fuck am I reading?
あの女、あれで絶対誘い受けだぜ。構ってほしいくせに周りにチヤホヤされたら迷惑そうに被害者面すんのよさ。多分。
How did you reach that conclusion? Do you have any evidence whatsoever?
知らねえ。テンプレだとそうなってんだよ。
Okay, you can stop talking now.
そうかもしれないけど、私やっぱちょっと怖いな。何かあるとすぐにギラッとくるじゃん、氷の笑みが。はい、そうですね。特にみちる様はその笑みの対象になるケースが非常に多く、私としても心中穏やかではありません。
やっぱそうなの。私狙い撃ち。ともかく市場は捨てましょう。でね、私ちょっと考えたんだけど、誰が一番榊さんと仲良くなれるかを競うってのはどうかなって。
A contest.
どんな風に？そうね、例えば手に触れたら1点とか、服とか袖を引っ張ったら3点とか。
How is that friendly at all? Is it my imagination, or is this sounding increasingly fishy? Also, potentially dangerous.
ユミちゃんは髪の毛が綺麗で長いのよさ。じゃあ触れただけなら1点、引っ張ったら3点、抜いたら5点でどう？
What?
切った場合は？
おお、攻めるわね。じゃあ切ったセンチメートルかける10点でどうかしら。
Well, Sachi's gonna win.
なかなかの高得点ね。うひょー、私が本気を出せばユミちゃんの頭を焼け野原みたいにするのなんて造作もないことなのよさ。
This is gonna get her killed. This is literally going to kill a classmate. Okay, I'm starting to get slightly concerned. Can we slow down for a second here? Are you all seriously gonna go through with this? My voice of restraint falls on deaf ears. The rest of the group is getting more fired up by the second.
榊さんが読んでいる本を取り上げた場合はどうなるのでしょうか。
This isn't getting friendly at all. How did the contest go to this?
それじゃあ100点。でもその本を榊さんの頭にかぶせたら1万点。逆に本に榊さんを読ませたらなんと5万点よ。
すごいです。一発逆転のロマンがありますね。
A book reading Sakaki? What does that even mean? Please explain in detail. Was it a surreal gag? Did Amane trip over her tongue in her increasingly frantic excitement? At this rate, I'll likely never know the truth. The bizarre conversation rolls forward, momentum building by the second. You'd think everyone involved was hitting the peak of a chemical-induced high. It might just be my imagination, but sometimes I think I may have found my way into a fairly deranged excuse for a learning environment.
じゃあ勝負は次の休み時間に。一番榊さんと仲良くなれた人の勝ちということで。よっしゃ
やりがいがありますね。
負けないわよ。
Do you people actually hate Sakaki or what? The enthusiastic group of conspirators doesn't dignify my perfectly reasonable question with a response. Tragically, for Sakaki, the next recess period arrives all too quickly.
いいこと？ユージも榊さんにバラしたりしちゃダメだからね。わかった？
Fine.
お兄ちゃんは得点係だから、誰かに肩入れするような行為も慎むのよさ。
Fine. Let's get this over with. To be honest, I seriously doubt this is going to get us any closer to Sakaki, but giving the game away would probably make things just as awkward in its own way. And so I've adopted the typically Japanese policy of watching it passively over the situation from a safe distance. Sakaki Yumiko, the unexplored territory, the final frontier, seated at her desk, face buried in a thick book. Her body language projects a desire to be left alone.
榊さん、ちょっと今いい？
The So Amane expedition takes the first daring step into the wilderness. Her approach appears impressively natural. Woman's something of a skilled actress, apparently. Of course, she could probably be putting that talent to better use than this. But